Question.
Thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, I've given notice of the following private notice question to ask the Honourable Prime Minister, Minister of Defence, Home Affairs and External Communication, Minister for Rodrigues, Outer Island and Territorial Integrity, whether, in regard to the inquiries initiated into the death of Mr. S.K. in October 2020, he will, for the benefit of the House, obtain from the Commissioner of Police information as to if any suspects have been arrested, and if so, when, and 2, interrogated under warning, and if not, when, and if so, when, sorry. B, any inquiry with regard to the way in which the autopsy was performed has been completed, and C, the police has retrieved any safe city images in relation to the deceased's last trip to Louise and how he reached Telfair.
Mr. Speaker, sir, given that the opposition is once again raising this matter in this August Assembly, let me refer the Honourable Leader of the Opposition to the replies I made to private notice questions on 18th of October 2022 and on 14th of May 2024, as well as parliamentary question B/412 of 9th of May 2023, wherein I informed the House of the police inquiry initiated into the death of late Mr. S.K. and also the institution of a judicial inquiry which was followed by further police investigation. Mr. Speaker, sir, as I had stated on 18th of October 2020, one Mrs. P.R.M., no calling, at about 17:30 hours, whilst proceeding to her place through a sugarcane truck, noticed that part of the standing sugarcane field was burned, and she further noticed a dead body. She immediately alerted police officers who were in a police van patrolling in the vicinity. The case was attended by police officers of Muka Police Station, and at around 1800 hours, an inert body was discovered thereafter. The body was in a supine position and appeared to be burnt together with the part of the sugarcane field. The locus was cordoned off. The scene of crime officers and forensic scientific officers, as well as other police agencies, attended the scene of crime. The body was removed for autopsy. On 19th of October 2020, the said body was identified to be that of one Mr. S.K., age 52 years, job contractor, residing along Royal Road, Montaille-Ori. The cause of death was certified to be due to pulmonary edema. During the examination of the locus, one burnt mobile phone was also secured, which was in turn referred for examination at the police IT unit and forensic science laboratory. According to the forensic science laboratory, a partial DNA profile extracted from the mobile phone could not be identified, nor could it be referred to a foreign laboratory for further examination. Subsequently, Mr. J.M.M., watchman, was interrogated by the police, and he stated that the sugarcane field where the dead body was found on 18th of October 2020 is the property of Mont Désert Alma Sugar Estate. He further stated that on 17th of October 2020, at about 9:30 hours, he had noticed that fire broke out in the said standing sugarcane field. However, he did not call on the locus as the said fire had doused and the extent of damage was not consequent. He later informed his superior officer about the incident but did not report the matter to the police, as according to their policy, they report cases where the damage of sugarcane field is in excess to 1 acre. As I have already stated, on 14th of January 2021, the police has also issued a communique offering a reward of 400,000 rupees to any person who could provide information to the police on the case. Mr. Speaker, sir, I am further informed by the Commissioner of Police that during the course of the investigation, the wife of deceased stated that her husband was a job contractor but was not working for the past month as he had undergone a surgery at Candace Hospital and he bore stitches at his abdomen. He was facing financial difficulty and was unable to repay several debts he had contracted over the recent month. At times, he used to accompany his friend, one Mr. S.C., on a site of work at Kalujin. Mrs. S.K. had stated that on 16th of October 2020, at about 6 hours in the morning, the said Mr. S.C. picked him up in his car. On that day, he was wearing a shirt color red, a pair of jeans color black, and a pair of sports shoes color black, make Nike. He also took his backpack of color black and brown, which contained his personal papers, bandages, and medicines, as well as 2 cellular phones. Since then, he never came back. On 18th of October 2020, at about 2200 hours, she was informed by the police about the discovery of the corpse of her husband. Mr. Speaker, sir, as the House is aware, a judicial inquiry into the death of Mr. SK was held before the District Court of Mocha. The judicial inquiry started on 4th of December 2020 and was completed on 21st of November 2021. The district magistrate forwarded her findings to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. Subsequently, on 26th of January 2022, the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions had advised the police to carry out an in-depth investigation with utmost diligence and professionalism on the death of late SK, covering the following issues. 1, employment of the deceased wife as constituency clerk. 2, alleged malpractices during the last general elections with reference to Kisnan papers. 3, alleged blackmailing by deceased to Honourable Y.S. regarding the award of contracts by STC and other parastatal bodies during the COVID-19 lockdown in 2020. And 4, the way autopsy was performed over deceased by the police medical officer. Following the advice of the DPP, the police initiated further investigation into the case. As regards the issue of employment of the deceased wife as constituency clerk, I am informed that enquiry has been completed by Central CID and statements from 10 persons had been recorded. On 26th of June 2023, the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions had advised that Honourable Y.S. be prosecuted for the offence of forgery in a private writing. On 21st of July 2023, the case was lodged before the Intermediate Court. On 30th of May 2024, the magistrate of the Intermediate Court has pronounced a judgment dismissing the case, and I will quote some extracts in relation to Mrs. S.K., who was witness number 3 in this case as follows. I quote, "I have had the benefit of seeing and observing witness Free throughout her testimony, as well as assessing her demeanor in court. The testimony of witness Free is riddled with inconsistencies and contradictions on matters of substance, as explained in my analysis above. I find that the unexplained shortcomings in witnesses number 3's testimony, when taken as a
Specific question to the Prime Minister. And
Honourable,
instead, there's an onslaught on the character of the widow.
Honourable,
what do you mean?
Honourable Bulel. Honourable Leader of Opposition, he has started to answer. Let the Prime Minister continue.
So where was I, Mr. Speaker? No point of order. What is it that you want? You are nowhere? Oh.
Yes, Honourable Prime Minister, please. Let's
Well,
continue.
but
Please
he's
no
interrupting me.
interruptions.
He's making silly comments.
Yes. Honourable Mohamed,
He should
Please.
he should allow
yes.
his answer peacefully.
Honourable,
Monsieur le Président, puisque le Premier ministre, on est point d'ordre, puisque le Premier ministre ne répond pas directement à la question du leader de l'opposition, est-ce que le Premier ministre peut déclarer ses intérêts directs dans cette affaire?
Honourable Achebaden, order. No. Order. This is not a point of order. Order. You will allow the Prime Minister to continue. You will allow him to continue. It is not a point of order, please.
Brûlé. On 30th, let me start again from where I was. On 30th of May 2024, the magistrate of the Intermediate Court has pronounced her judgment dismissing the case. And I will quote some extracts in relation to Mrs. S.K., who was witness Free in this case, as follows, and I quote, this is what the magistrate said. "I have had the benefit of seeing and observing witness Free throughout her testimony, as well as assessing her demeanor in court.
Mr. Speaker.
The testimony of witness Free
I have
is
ruled
riddled
already. I have
with
ruled already.
inconsistency.
No. Wait, honourable members, wait. Listen. I have ruled already. If your point of order relates to his answer, the Prime Minister has his answer. I cannot direct him as to what answer to give. He is free to give his answer, and you will have questions at the end. But you may not keep interrupting.
But he can continue being irrelevant.
Yes. Continue.
Point of order. Avocat, ça. Point of order.
Please.
Lawyers.
Honourable Mohamed.
Bien, Mancholo.
Honourable Mohamed. Honourable Mohamed. Honourable Mohamed. Honourable Mohamed.
Yes, sir.
I would ask you to withdraw what you have just said
I withdraw what I just said.
and apologize.
Apologize to whom? To whom?
You have order.
I withdraw. I just apologize.
We'll continue. Honourable Prime Minister.
Never practice as a lawyer. I mean,
Honourable Mohamed, if you continue to disrupt, I will be forced. Don't force me. Okay? Honourable Prime Minister. Honourable Mohamed. Honourable Mohamed, I am warning you now. No, let it be clear. I am warning you. Don't force my hand. Honourable Bagwan, you've just resumed service. Let proceedings continue. Order, Honourable Bagwan. Honourable Bagwan, order. Honourable members, I am on my feet. Honourable Bagwan, you will respect the order in this assembly. You will respect the order in this assembly. Okay? You will respect it. I am warning you, Honourable Bagwan. I am warning you. I am warning you, do not obstruct proceedings in this house. You are being warned. Do you want to go out, Honourable Bagwan? Would you like to go out, Honourable Bagwan? Would you like to go out? I am giving you a last chance. You are obstructing proceedings in this house. It is a... It is a private, I am on my feet. It is a private notice question of serious importance. And you're going to obstruct proceedings like this? If you want to go out, you continue. If you want to go out, you continue. We will resume.
Qui te veut dresser? Il faut gaga avec toi. Un l'ampoule brûlée. Un l'ampoule
Honourable Sevaden. Honourable Sevaden. Honourable Sevaden. Order! Order! Honourable Sevaden. Honourable members, order. I have just stated, Honourable Lejonga, I am talking. I have just stated that if you want to lose time, you can continue like this. It is a PNQ of national importance. If you do not stop obstructing the answer and the proceedings, I will have to take action. I've already warned, and I will.
Mr. Speaker, can I have your guidance, please?
We will at a later stage. Honourable Prime Minister, please.
So I was quoting
Honourable, please. Please, Prime Minister, please.
I was quoting what the
Yes.
learned
Continue.
magistrate had stated, and I quote, "I have had the benefit of seeing and observing witness Free throughout her testimony, as well as assessing her demeanor in court. The testimony of witness Free is riddled with inconsistencies and contradictions on matters of substance, as explained in my analysis above. I find that the unexplained shortcomings in witness number 3's testimony, when taken as a whole and considered in their entirety, affect the credibility of witness 3. Also, I cannot lose sight of the fact that witness 3 has lied in an affidavit, which was the basis of a case before a court of law. Witness 3 did not strike me as a witness of truth," unquote. Furthermore, the learned magistrate stated the following, and I quote, "When all the matters considered above regarding the weight to be attached to the testimony of witness 3 are taken as a whole and considered in their entirety, the cumulative effect of the same sheds serious doubt on the veracity of such testimony and the possibility of witness 3 having a purpose of her own to serve in alleging that she was not employed as constituency clerk by the accused cannot be excluded."
Honourable Leader of Opposition, please. Honourable Leader of Opposition, you will have ample time. You're wasting your own time. You are wasting the time now. Please.
Maybe he has not heard properly what the learned magistrate said. The possibility, Honourable Boulel, listen carefully, of witness 3 having a purpose of her own to serve in alleging that she was not employed as constituency clerk by the accused cannot be excluded. In view of the nature of the prosecution evidence, which is tainted with inconsistencies and material contradictions, I find that a serious doubt has been raised as regards the charge level against the accused, unquote. The learned magistrate also stated that, and I quote, "The prosecution having failed to establish beyond reasonable doubt that the said declaration form has been forged as averred, the charge of making use of a forged document under count 2 cannot stand because lorsque la pièce falsifiée n'offre pas les éléments d'un faux criminel, l'usage de cette pièce ne peut constituer le crime d'usage de faux." Unquote. The learned magistrate therefore dismissed the information on both counts 1 and 2. Mr. Speaker, sir, as for the alleged malpractices during the last general elections, with reference to Kisnan papers, an inquiry was instituted at the Central CID, following a correspondence from the Electoral Commissioner. The said correspondence, inter alia, enclosed a letter dated 9th of January 2021 from Résistance et Alternative Party. The letter referred to alleged breaches of some provisions of the Representation of the People Act, most specifically with regard to expenses incurred by some candidates and election agents during the National Assembly elections of 2019. The case is still under investigation, and so far 11 statements from 9 persons have been recorded. Mr. Speaker, sir, with regard to the alleged blackmailing of Mr. Y.S. by the deceased regarding the award of contracts by STC and other parastatal bodies during the COVID-19 lockdown in 2020, the case, which had been referred to the then ICAC for investigation, has now been taken over by the Financial Crimes Commission. Investigation into the matter is ongoing. As regards the way autopsy was performed over deceased by the police medical officer, I am informed the inquiry has been completed. Mr. Speaker, sir, in regard to part A1 of the question, I am informed by the Commissioner of Police that during the course of the initial investigation, 98 persons were interrogated by the CCID and their respective statements recorded. So far, there has been no arrest and the inquiry is ongoing. As regards part A2 of the question, 5 persons were interrogated under warning and several statements were recorded from them between 20th of July 2021 and 10th of June 2022. Mr. Speaker, sir, as regards part B of the question, as I have already stated, the inquiry has been completed. To that effect, further statements were recorded from the police medical officer who had maintained the findings and conclusion contained in his autopsy report. On 12th of July 2022, a request was forwarded by police to IHP Group, Institut d'Histopathologie from France, to examine samples, specimen of lungs, tissues, in order to have a second opinion. On 14th of October 2022, the said institute corroborated the report of the police medical officer. As regards part C of the question, I am further informed that during the investigation, the police had retrieved all available footages from safe city cameras, by way of which the deceased could be found alighting a motorbus at Rosehill bus stand at about 1200 hours on the 16th of October 2020. Police had also applied for judge's order with a view to access data in relation to the phone of the deceased. Mr. Speaker, sir, I am also informed that the following actions were initiated by police after advice tendered by the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions following findings of judicial inquiry. The different units of the CCID have held case conferencing to discuss issues with respect to the cases under reference. Correspondences have been sent to the then ICAC on issues relating to contracts allotted in the 2020 confinement period. The matter has now been taken over by the FCC. There has been exchange of correspondence to the Forensic Science Laboratory on further examination of cellular phone in an overseas lab. Services of the Attorney General's Office were enlisted, and a request for mutual legal assistance was made with the US authorities for information from Facebook on possible exchange of messages. However, the US authorities has informed that such information is not available. And several persons were interviewed anew with respect to their email addresses for further investigation. Mr. Speaker, sir, let me reiterate that I, as Prime Minister, I am as concerned as the close ones of late Mr. SK to see a speedy completion of the police inquiry in this matter, and keen to see that the perpetrator or perpetrators of this heinous crime are brought to justice and made to pay for their acts. Let me also restate in unequivocal terms that I will see to it that the rule of law prevails and that any individual or group of persons who directly or indirectly have conspired to tarnish the image and reputation of innocent people or institutions through this case will have to assume their responsibilities and bear consequences of their action. Nonetheless, police inquiry will pursue and action will be taken without fear or favor.
Yes, Honourable Leader of the Opposition. You will be given additional time, yes.
Mr. Speaker, this is the biggest cover-up in relation to the reply. And I ask the question. In a reply to the then Leader of Opposition, Honourable Zavi Tufan, on the 18th October 2022, the Prime Minister stated that they were eager to see a speedy completion of the police inquiry in this matter. Can he, Prime Minister, inform the House what steps, if any, have been taken to bring a speedy completion of the police inquiry?
Well, Mr. Speaker, sir, I have always maintained the same position, namely that police is inquiring to the matter, and I'm not the inquiring officer, I'm not the institution to inquire, so I will depend and I will rely on any progress that police is making. So the inquiry is not yet completed as yet.
Honourable Leader of Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, let me come to video footages. All video footages belonging to the Safe City architecture are stored on a cloud system. Video footages with regard to Kisnell murder are still there. Will the Prime Minister give a firm undertaking to this House that these footages will be retrieved?
What footages is the Honourable Leader of the Opposition talking about? He knows that they are in cloud. I think his head is in a cloud because if he knows, he can always go to the police and tell the police that he has evidence that there are footages and they are in a cloud. As far as I have answered, this is what I have been informed by the police. They have secured whatever footages from the Safe City cameras, and they are, of course, they must have been looking at all those footages, and whatever evidence they have, they will proceed on that.
Honourable Leader of Opposition.
Yes, let me now come to specimen that was sent to the Institute of North. Now, as the Prime Minister stated, the sample of, in the PNQs by my colleague, Honourable Shakil Mohamed, that the sample of lungs was sent to the Pathology Institute of North. Can he table the second opinion from the said institute if he has that information?
Well, certainly not, Mr. Speaker, sir, because the inquiry is not completed. How can I table documents from an inquiry which is ongoing?
Now, notwithstanding the specimen of lungs sent to the Pathology Institute of North, will the Prime Minister state whether any other specimen, including soft tissue from the neck of the disease, was sent for investigation to confirm that it was death by strangulation?
Well, I cannot say what kind of a specimen has been sent to the
Honourable Leader of the Opposition, please.
Mr. Speaker, on a point of order, the Honourable Leader of the Opposition has to withdraw this, that this is a cover-up.
Yes. Honourable Leader of the Opposition, please. Let the exercise
Right,
continue.
I'll go to the next question.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, has the prime... Sorry?
Answering.
Please come.
Yeah. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, I can only gather information from the police. And of course, I have been told that they wanted to seek a second opinion with regard to the autopsy report that has been drawn by the police medical officer. I was told that specimens have been sent to the IHP group of France, and they have confirmed the findings of the autopsy report of the police medical officer. Now, I cannot say what specimen or what tissue has been sent to them. Of course, I can try to find this information. And if I am advised, I say if I'm advised to give further information on that, of course I will. But as I say, this is a matter which is ongoing, and inquiry is ongoing. And I don't think it would be proper for me to give particular details about especially autopsy report.
Yes, Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Yes. Now, has the Prime Minister been apprised by the Commissioner of Police of two correspondences from Mr. Sipchan dated 25th October 2021 and early November 2021 sent by registered post addressed to the Commissioner of Police and then officer in charge of the CCID, Herman Janki, in relation to the murder case of Kisnen?
Mr. Speaker, sir, the honourable member is relying on supposedly allegations or evidence of one Mr. Sipchan. He mentioned his name. That's why I can mention his name. You know, first of all, let us see who is this person, Mr. Sipchan. And I have been informed by the Commissioner of Police that he has previously been involved in numerous criminal cases, such as criminal intimidation, threatening verbally, assault with premeditation, breach of computer misuse, dealing and possession of drugs, possession of firearm with intent to endanger life, damaging motor vehicles, and sequestration. And this, if I can call him gentleman, he has just shown an affidavit drawn by an Atone Atlo who is an active member of the Labour Party. And he's talking about the Mr. Sipchan having returned to the police. Does he know, does the honourable member know, leader of the opposition know, that the police had interrogated Mr. Sipchan in the past, and he has said that he doesn't know anything, he's not involved in this, and he doesn't know anything about the Kisnan murder. This is what he has stated. Now, further, let us...
Order, please.
Let us see, Mr. Speaker, sir. This same gentleman, I be having the paper somewhere, because I have also gone through his this affidavit that he has. I must say, tissue of lies. Tissue of lies. At paragraph 30, this is what he said under oath in his affidavit. In or about early January 2022, I met with Manan Faku to discuss some religious and social activities. He thereafter requested me to accompany him to Vakwa in a meeting that he had with Mr. Basdeo Sitaram, also called Basdeo Sitaram, the blew-out boy of the inner circle of the MSM. He said in or about early January 2022, he met Manan Fakou. Manan Fakou passed away on 22nd of January 2021.
Order! Order! Honourable members, order! I can't hear. Honourable members, the Prime Minister is talking. Honourable Gobin, order please.
Il doit avoir rencontré, M. Shipchen doit avoir rencontré le fantôme de M. Manan Fakou. And this is the kind of people on which the leader of the opposition is relying to put questions.
Honourable Mohammed. Honourable Mohammed.
Oh, you pass on?
Thank
you
you.
give up? You give up? Really about
Last question after. Please, there's not much time
Mr.
left.
Speaker, I'd like to ask the Honourable Prime Minister the following question. Since he says that he is interested in finding the truth, could he try to find out and tell us whether he can obtain the information from the Commissioner of Police if he doesn't have it, or if he has it? Why is it and how is it that a police force whom we are supposed to trust cannot in any way explain how is it that CCTV, safe city cameras, present less than 300 meters away from the scene where the dead body was recovered of Mr. Kisnen, how is it that during the preliminary inquiry, the very safe city cameras that his services are responsible for, the services of the Prime Minister, has simply, purely and simply been removed, and images from that particular camera have simply disappeared? Is that a coincidence that comforts him?
Honourable Mohammed, you're now making a statement.
That's a question. Is that a coincidence?
Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm not aware about what footages the police has in their possession when they had retrieved any footage from any camera which they think probably would be relevant to this case. How do I know that? I am not in possession. But let me say one thing, because and especially to Honourable Mohammed, you know, I must say it is a very unfortunate case that up till now, when there is suspicion that a murder has been committed, that the police is still inquiring, and we have not been able, police has not been able to at least identify a suspect. Right? I say again, this is very, very unfortunate. Now, but this is not the first time that this is happening. The way the opposition talks about this case, it's as if it is only under this government that it is the first time that this is happening. There have been cases in the past. If I may mention a few of them, one that will certainly ring a bell in the minds of some of the members of the opposition, especially of the Labour Party, is the murder of Rajeshwar Indar. Now, Rajeshwar Indar, you know, he was, and this is, it's good to know what has happened. If I can retrieve my information. Well, anyway, I have it in mind. What has happened? Mr. Rajeshwar Indar was given a letter of reservation of a prime land at Balaklava at the time when the Labour Party was in government. And thereafter, and I don't want to make any allegation, thereafter he was...
Point of order. This has nothing to do with the question.
Eh, t'arrêtes pas,
Honourable Mohammed. Honourable Mohammed. Yes. Okay, order. Honourable Prime Minister, please. But confined, please. Honourable Prime Minister, if you can
and
finish
thereafter,
your answer and please finish your...
Yeah, and I was saying thereafter,
I'm giving you additional time.
trying to
Yes, I
find
hope you realize.
this information. And thereafter,
No,
anyway,
we
and
pass our time.
thereafter he was he was poisoned, he was killed, he was murdered, and the police had conducted an inquiry, and there was a judicial inquiry. The judicial inquiry revealed that, finding of the magistrate, that he had not committed suicide, and that there was a clear case of foul play. And, well, the Labour Party has been in government for how many years now? From 2005 to...
Order, please. Honourable Kira, please. Let's hear the reply.
So, from 2005 to 2014, the police of the Labour Party was not even able to at least come to a conclusion. And this is not the first case. There has been the case of Miss Nadine Carole Dantier also. And there are other cases also, the case of Mrs. Vanessa Pouron, Mrs. Alima Awazil. And so I can cite
Yes.
a number of cases. So again, let me say, not because there are cases which has not been elucidated in the past that there is justification not to elucidate cases where there has been a suspicion of murder.
Yes, Honourable Leader of Opposition, your last question.
Thank you very much. I will put my last question for you today, Prime Minister. Now, his inner circle has been accused of orchestrating the murder of Mr. Kistan.
No.
There's now
No. This is most improper. You are now imputing, Honourable Boulel, I am talking. You are casting aspersions, very serious aspersions. Please, rephrase your question.
Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister has opened the door by referring to the affidavit. He has referred and quoted from the affidavit. He has made it a live issue.
Honourable Boulel, this is your last question.
referring. I'm referring because Prime Minister referred to the.
I can't hear.
Prime Minister referred to the affidavit, sworn affidavit, and I will refer to specific paragraph of this affidavit. He's the one who started it. Now, and what it says, the same, Basdev Sitaram, also known as also told Manan Fatou to be more patient regarding payment of his dues. And Mr. Sovilaner
Order!
The rest to be paid by Mrs. Komika Jangnat Boramdani, the wife of Honourable Prime Minister, from the black money kept as shady, as fictitious trading name.
Honourable Leader of Opposition. Okay, right. Table it and put your question.
This is the question.
No, you have already quoted. Put the question.
Now that the names have been mentioned, I would like to know whether
Honourable
these...
Mohammed. No, he's answering and you're asking for additional time. Look at the time. I'm going to stop if you're on your side.
Now that the names have been mentioned, will they be cases for investigation? Will they be investigated? Will they be interrogated? Yes.
Let me tell you, let me tell the Honourable Leader of the Opposition that there are two persons whose names have been cited in this affidavit who have already made a declaration to the police and have asked the police to inquire.
Let him answer. Honourable Boulel, let him answer now.
And again, you are referring to an affidavit. How can we take this affidavit seriously when somebody is saying that he has met Mr. Fakou when Mr. Fakou had already passed away? What is this? Nonsense.
Time is over. Honourable Asevaden, behave yourself. Honourable Boulel, Honourable Asevaden, honourable members, Honourable Asevaden, why do you disobey my authority? Do you want to go up? But why do you disobey my authority? Don't argue with me. Do yourself a favor. Don't argue with me. Time is over. You've had ample time. You should be grateful. Now let the business continue, or you're going to go out.
Private members.